Welcome back to the EMBOCALYPSE, and first thing, if my voice sounds even worse than normal, I have this cold flu thing that's going round and I feel pretty darn rough, but I'm having so much fun playing this that I want to keep playing, so we're going to press on. Apologies if I sound even more awful. I've been looking around the map. I'm letting the game run at full speed still because we have some building planned and I would like the beavers to get that building done. Yeah, so we're going to do that. I need to put some more housing in actually because we have some vacancies which would be good to get sorted. Thank you for your comments. I'm going to deal with some of them now / once I've spoken about some of my plans. Been looking at spots to build a reservoir. And actually, I'm going to put it on double time, just so we can think. And I think down here is actually a really good spot to build a reservoir. So, we've got this bad water source here, but I think if we can get across here, basically unlock the ladders, get down here, get across here, levy across here, so bad water's not coming in here, and the bad water goes out this way. Levy across here, sorry, here, and if we go up sort of 3 high-ish, and then levy down here somewhere, it's quite a wide area, we can at least start to store this water. So that's plan number 1. Plan number 2, which is one that I've already spoken about, is to, and actually it saved some of my testing, get across here. The height difference here is 4, and this gets us to the same height. And I was looking at it for building bridges, but actually what I think probably makes more sense, because it's a bloody long bridge, is we might just go down, across and up for now, because I don't think we have the science to unlock enough bridges. Get across here, get to metal. And this opens up quite a big land area that we can start to make use of. Maybe second district. And then thank you to comments, because comments help. The first one was to simply put a ladder here, because that gives a much faster route between water pumps and large tanks. It makes perfect sense. And then there was the suggestion about deleting all of these, moving the path by 1, and being able to put medium tanks in. I've got a better idea, which is delete all of the small barrels, which I think is 10, which is 300 water. Delete the inventors, move the path forwards 1, put the inventors here, and then we can build large water barrels here. We can put at least 2 in, I think, which is way more. So that's the plan for dealing with the small water barrels. And then another brilliant suggestion was to move this guy, and we're just going to delete it and move it, and put it here. Water obtained. I'm going to prioritize building that. And then if we, it's 46%, it's only going to take 3 days. Yeah, we should be okay. I'm going to tell them to not replant that. We're going to put a platform there, and we're going to put another farm there. We don't necessarily need an extra farm at the moment, but it will be useful for burst farming capacity, like when we get a bad tide, and some of this area will become infected. Not all of it, but some of it. So yeah, that's that. That's kind of all of the stuffs that I was thinking about, and in that time they've not built the things that I was hoping they were going to build. Oh well. So we need a few more bricks. Just needs clay. They've got clay. They haven't got clay. They have got bricks though, so that's okay. So it needs a few more bricks. planks, a few more planks, which needs logs. We don't have logs. So yeah, that's a thing. We need more trees to grow, basically. So there is a few logs down here, but I'm not too worried about that. We could plant... No, we can't, because we can't get there. Okay. But I'm just going to have to wait for trees to grow to finish getting these built, basically. And I would like to finish getting these built before I plan any more building, because they're kind of key. So what I don't want to do or have is too much of what I've got going on at the moment, which is crops sitting in the ground unharvested. That really bugs me. So I want to try and not have that. And I'm really sorry, there's going to be the odd jump cut in this video, because I am dealing with this blue thing and I end up coughing. So yeah, the easiest way for me to edit those out is to stop the recording while I cough and restart it. So we have our first bad tide approaching. So in 3 days, we will see just how bad this is going to be. So let's get our floodgates set, shall we? So let's pause, because I don't want the water to go everywhere. Attach the stream gauge there. And what we are going to do is contamination low threshold. We're going to do 1% and 2%. That's what I usually do. And this is such a small area, it will clean very quickly. So I can get 2%, please. Thank you. So if it's below, let's tick both the boxes as well. If it's below 1%, we want that one to be closed. If it's above 2%, please. 2%. We want it to be open. Thank you. And then we go to this one. To this one. We attach the stream gauge. There we go. And let's tick both the boxes. And then we do low threshold. 1%. You can be down. 2%. It can be closed. And now nothing should happen. There might be a little jiggle. No, we are good. So that should be automated now. And we will find out how many days has that got left. It's 77% grown. 6 days. So that should get harvested in time, and we can get our extra farmhouse in. Yeah. So those are all the things that I would like to do. You are, I guess, yeah, you're let's pause you. Maybe we don't need you. Yeah. I'm going to skip ahead to the start of Bat Tide, because essentially we're waiting for logs. And yeah, I'll be back in a little while. Literally just at the start of our 5-day Bad Tide. And here we go. Switched over, and bad water is going off the back of the map. And we will see how the contamination spreads. Most of these crops will probably die. I'm going to set these, and I didn't get my farmhouse built because we do have enough logs actually. We might be able to get this in and get this prioritized. I was busy just watching the game, to be honest, and yeah. Let's priority build you. No, priority. Assign priority, please. Come on, there we go. No, assign priority. Priority build, there we go. And then harvesting. And so I did remember that there were a few trees down here. But we can pause you now. I had paused the clay pit and the kiln, so hopefully, I'm kind of amazed these are not dying quicker. There we go. Dies in 0.3 days. These are not dying yet, which is amazing me, really. But if we can get this farm built super quick, that would be wonderful. We can get these crops harvested, because the beets, which we have plenty of space for, we could do with more space for apples, to be honest. But, you know, so they're dying. They are not dying. We have... They're just drying out. So... I wonder if we could fix that by upping the depth of this. So this is set to switch off at 0.48. If we push that up to 0.56. So obviously we're going to lose some in here because of the contamination. That's fine. But it would be good if we could hydrate some of these outer ones. That would be really nice. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of what I expected. What we are going to do is make sure that this guy is set to replant. It says not trees, not marked for him, but we're going to make sure he's set to replant stuff. And it's only a 5-day, and hopefully before the next one we can make sure that we've got the contamination barriers in. So what might be sensible at this point is to let's get the deleting tool. Your mouse doesn't seem to want to work very well today, along with my brain. Let's do that. Chill out, game. Chill out. Why is it that the mouse that I use at home suddenly does not want to work? Path. Thank you. Path. There we go. Right, I'm going to tell them to not replant. No, you can plant those ones. Don't replant those. You can replant that one, and then so that will allow us to put contamination barriers around there. Likewise, what we're going to do is put in we probably need to move this whole thing, don't we? Or we just put a row of contamination barriers around there. Yeah. So let's tell them to plant trees, to not replant. Although I want to plant trees there. Or we could put something else there, couldn't we? Yeah, let's do that. Tell them to not replant those. And we'll put contamination barriers in there as well. And that will be all fine and wonderful. And now we probably don't need you in there. And you can go back to normal mode. Thanking you. And you can be set up at beats. There we go. And what that tells me is we want to be getting to the metal so that we can do metally things. So we want to unlock ladders, because I think that's the best way to do this, because otherwise we're going to need monumentally large bridges. And so I think the sensible way to do this is like this. And then we'll platform across here, because we're not going to cheese that much. And then ladder back. I will, when we have bridges, replace this with a bridge. But for now, that would have been so much science, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So at least 12. So it's like the biggest bridge we can unlock. And I don't want to spend 1.8k science on that. So yeah. But we've got our radish warehouse built now. And given that, I'm going to switch one of you over to be apples, because we have an excess of apples, and we're going to make one of you to be apple juice, so we get the benefit of having a variety of beverages. And we are almost, well, we're halfway through the bad tide. Once we get through the bad tide, things will get better. So we'll get this built, which is going to have something put in it, which I've clearly not decided what it's going to be. I need to be growing more corn, don't I? So one of the things that was also suggested was moving the district centre. I quite like that idea. Probably moving it over here. I'm really tempted to basically move all of this stuff. Or replace it with stuff on areas that aren't growable. And then delete it. And we've got some spare beavers. Where do we want to put you, spare beavers? Not really sure, actually. Can just stay spare for now, I think. And while we wait for things to finish building and trees to grow, I'm going to jump back to you in a bit. That's the bad tide over, and contamination is dropping. And there we go. Everything's switched over. And crops are being replanted. And we probably want to be making use of some of these areas where we don't have crops in them. So do we really need to plant more beets? We'll plant a few more. Beets. We actually have a few spare beavers, so let's get this farm going as well. And we're going to plant a little bit more corn just in there. We can actually do with more. Actually, we just need to harvest the darn corn. It's sat there. Yeah, it's sat there. Why aren't you harvesting it? I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, so we got through bad tide number 1 just fine. The water supply was holding firm. Trees are being replanted. I'm tempted to cut down a few of the apple trees to get us some logs. I know. We really do. We need logs. Is there anywhere on the map that has we can get to? Not really. Not really. So I mean, we could put in another forester and grow a few more around here. But that's why I want to look at moving some of this storage and the housing out here. where it's not hydrated, because that it feels like we're wasting a big chunk of space. It really does. So, and I really don't like that they're not harvesting this corn even. That's because they're prioritizing radishes. None. Don't prioritize radishes. Why did I have that set? Weird. There we go. Good job, beavers. Oh, maybe because we were trying to clear radishes before. That would make sense. That would make sense. But yeah, we really, really need wood. We're at that point in a Timberborn playthrough where there is a shortage of loggage. We also are pretty fine for beet and radish juice, so I'm going to pause that for a bit. We're making apple juice. We don't have a huge amount of storage for apple juice, but that's okay. We can just make a bit of that. Berries, we're fine. Grilled corn is just sitting there fine. Radishes, we've just built a huge storage for, so if we end up with many radishes sat in the ground unharvested, I'm probably, in fact, I think I will unplant this block and we'll swap this to be corn because I would like more corn so we can start making corn juice and things like that. And we don't have much corn in the ground, but that seems sensible to me. Tomatoes, we're not too bad for. Yeah. And we probably want to start planting some peppers, maybe. But we have quite a small farmable area, so yeah. But getting another forester in is quite tempting. If I just chuck it there, make that a priority, instead of talking about doing it, just bloody do it. And at least while we're not in a drought. Now, does it make sense actually, because this is not always going to be irrigated, let's plant some quick growing trees in there. Let's be sensible, because we're not necessarily going to have that area hydrated for 30 days. So, yeah. Let's be sensible. That's nearly built, and then they will start building the causeway across to the metal. I think this is a secondary project because it needs a lot of wood. It will have the benefit potentially of allowing us to have another area to grow trees. So, but I think getting to metal is a priority because then we can do the contamination barriers. So, yeah, but our food supply is good. Our water supply is good. And I know I did say I don't want to have crops sitting in the ground. And I'm trying to avoid that. And I think we're doing okay for it. I think we're doing okay. Come on, get that built. We could, you know, we're not enough beavers to put in another lumberjack flag. Something I have done is I've added in the name of beaver mod. So there's one Kartek. So you will start to see the and Jay patrons and YouTube channel members will start appearing as beavers in the series. I'm really bad at organizing that sort of stuff, but yep. So if you want to have a beaver in the Let's Play and just support the channel, I guess, then yep, links for that down below. Let's mark up the trees for cutting. There we go. Did I miss one then? I'm sure one of you will tell me if I did. There we go. All right. Let's get those in. All right, that's in. So what do we need more storage for? Now, I'm not going to do bricks because we're not that desperate for bricks. I don't want to do grilled corn really, or radishes. So I think apples. It's not the best place to put apples, but you know, if we can store more of them, we will store more of them. You can go. So we're starting to build this now, which is great. And thinking sort of ratio of logs to planks. Do we need both plank productions running? Possibly not. These are maybe not. We'll pause one for now, and we will see. Our grilled corn stock is full, so I'm going to pause that. How's our beet and radish juice? Let's unpause that again, get that going. Yeah. I'm pretty confident now that we could survive quite a long drought or bad tide. Not the longest, but quite long. We should probably be building more water storage. But we still have the handicap active for a few more cycles. So, in fact, quite a few more cycles. So we're probably okay. I should turn off dev control. So I was using the dev controls to get the thumbnail. There we go. So they should now be able to get down here. There we go. Yep. Awesome. That didn't take as long to build as I thought. We actually seem to be getting a stock of logs. So what does it take to build? Because I've forgotten. It's a lot of planks. Quite a lot of logs. And of course I would need to build. Well, I recover stuff from there, so we're not going to empty those yet, are we? No. Let's do that during a drought or a bad tide. We are pretty much across, so now we just need to go up, which seems really crazy to me. So just thinking about metal, we're going to need a scavenger flag, obviously, 250 science, and then we're going to need the smelter, 300 science. And that is bricks, which we've got, planks, which we don't have, and scrap metal. So we're not actually, no, we can't jump. I'm going to say, do we go straight to the large smelter? But that needs metal beams, so we can't. But I think we should as soon as we can. Now, the question is, and I will have made the decision before you can answer it, because that's how this stuff works. I think it makes sense to bring the scrap metal. Let's look at the recipe. So 3 scrap metal gives 2 metal beams. So actually, maybe it makes sense, but I'd have to build how much? 200. I'd have to build. It only makes 250 HP. So it would need its own engine anyway. But the beavers would have to come all the way over here to work, whereas the haulers could just come over here and grab the scrap metal and bring it back. It feels more efficient to me to condense the industry. So with that in mind, we're going to start building another engine. We're going to unlock the scavenger flag. We've had a bit of a death wave there. And we've used up all of the logs. Oh well, we are virtually across. We just need 4 more logs. So that's pretty cool. But I think we're going to build and more house. Put that the right way. There we go. We are across. Let's get this guy built. Let's also build an industrial pile there. Set to supply. And then over here, we'll build another industrial pile. And now we've got ladders. Maybe we delete this staircase and replace it with 2 ladders, because that'll make it easier. Like that. And let's prioritize the bottom one so we get access back to the stuff there. But that's really cool. So that's in. And you can actually be paused now for a bit, because until the trees are ready to be cut, it doesn't matter. Do we have a lumberjack that can cut those? We don't, but we can just put back the one that we deleted from down here. Yeah. I'm going to prioritize building that house so we can increase the population a smidge. Oh, what the heck is up with my mouse today? Maybe my mouse is suffering the same as I am. And then we're going to do that. Yes. Yes. And then we'll put path into it. There we go. Perfect. Now it would probably make sense to delete that and put a staircase here. And have the path come here and join up here as well. And it probably also makes sense to throw in a few more small flywheels there. They're not needed for a power connection. They will just provide a buffer, and then we do scrap metal and we prioritize that by haulers. And you are waiting for planks and logs. You are waiting for planks. We've got the bricks. We've got most of the scrap metal. Awesome. And then what we want to unlock is contamination barriers, which we have enough science for. And those are planks and metal blocks. So then we can do that, that, that. And we'll see how that helps us. We don't need them on the other side for now. And it's a drought anyway, so. Oh well. Let's unpause you. We can get another cycle of birch trees planted. We are now 10 beavers short. Why are we suddenly so short of beavers? I guess we just had a lot of young beavers dying. What have we dropped off well-being wise as well? Not sure. Let's unpause that again. And I guess we'll throw in another house and prioritize that. I suppose we're going to start getting more injured beavers as well now. We're doing scrap metal things. I'm not sure why the game's stuttering either when I scroll around, because I'm on exactly the same computer. So, yeah. Clearly everything's just a little bit upset today. But during the drought, we can, assuming we have logs, look at shuffling this around and get a couple more large tanks in. That'll be great. Yep, that will be good. Super pleased that we've now got metal coming in. Or scrap metal coming in. So the engines are going to manage themselves with smart power. Let's make sure we've prioritised that by haulers. This is just waiting for a little more scrap metal. There it is. So we have our smelter up and running. That looks so cool. I'm just wondering, in the interest of growing more trees, whether it is worth us. So I don't know how long this drought is going to be. I should do it with floodgates, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to build. If we do, actually, let's do a dam and then a floodgate. I know it's a bit janky. How is that too far? Oh, because that's not been built. Okay. Let's do that. I figure if I fill this with water, I could almost do it with levees, actually. Haven't unlocked levees yet. Wow. Yeah, let's do that. So this is going to be temporary. Yes. Levees. There we go. Ideally, it would be sluice gates, but we're going to do it temporarily with levees. Then we'll recover those logs. I'm wondering if I bring water in here, whether it will hydrate this out further. And we can get a few more trees in here. I know. I know. And we might be able to put a few more crops in here as well. It'd be good. It'd be good. And if we put a double platform there, we can put a press there. As soon as they get that built, they're not going to get it built in 0.3 days, but if we have this open and this open, then this water dump can fill it anyway, so it's not a really big problem. And we've got 6,000 water, so as long as it's not a mega long drought, we'll be okay. We will be okay. I might get through this drought. I'm not sure. This might be a shorter video than the recent ones, which I know some of you will be annoyed about, but I feel freaking awful. So it was that or don't make videos. So yeah. Let's get this corn planted. Berries. 47-day drought. We are not going to get through this drought today. I can tell you that for now. But yeah, what we can do is if we open this up. Oh, it's disabled during drought. There we go. That'll come through. Gonna spread any more. It's given us maybe a couple more. Plant trees. But showing actually 47-day drought, we can do oak trees. And we can tell them not to plant birch trees in there. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. We want to plant oak trees. Wish you could go over the top of ones that are already there. Because we've got long enough. So, yeah. And hopefully, our water will last 47 days. And what we can do now is actually we can just close that up. And that won't take any more water. But this will be an interesting test, won't it? Be an interesting test. Right, before those bloody berries spread, let's plant the corn. So I want to get more corn going because I want to be making corn juice. We will need storage for the corn juice, and we might as well then start emptying all of these slowly. That will be a good thing. As we get space, I think our water storage is pretty much full. So at the moment, with building the contamination barriers, the limiting factor is metal blocks. This should have been set to be scrap metal. So the last thing we're going to do today is make our way down, start making our way down to the dam area. Sorry, voice is going, so that's why we're into the final throes of today's video. And again, we're just going to quite simply throw in a big old stack of ladders, because that seems to me the most sensible way of doing this, because it's a long way down. But as we're getting into longer droughts now, it feels like we want to start provisioning for some water storage. So let's look at that, shall we? And if we can actually do this during the 40-odd day drought, what we can do is, if we can get across here, and get up and block off the bit we need to block off, then we'll be in pretty good shape. It almost feels like there's a bit of a natural staircase there. So let's take advantage of it where we can. So, yep. And it's a good job we unlocked those levees, because there we go, 4 of them will do it. Would 4 do it? Neater. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So we're going to do 4, because that's less. And then over here, we're going to do that. Now, because of ease of construction, I'm sorry, I'm occasionally having to clear my nose. Probably really annoying. If you've given up watching this video, then you're not hearing me say this anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm not sure how high I need to go with this, actually, to account for any water flow from elsewhere. But we're going to do that initially. So we need a path up here. There we go. Any more than that's going to need quite a big construction, but I feel like that should be okay. And then down here, we need something similar. And I know this makes it a bit of a pain to construct, but do we... Yeah, let's do that. Let's make use of this one. Do that. And that. And I know I don't need to have a block there, but it's going to make construction a tad easier. And then we'll do a platform there. And then we need one more level there. And there. There. And then, oh wow, we're going to need to build a whole load of levees there. Let's just put it in there and there. So there we go. That is our... Let's just unlock the triple platform, damn it. Yep. Yes. There. There. Delete. There. Come on. There. Thank you. And then we'll need to get up there, and we kind of have a natural way of doing that there. So let's do that. Then we can run a path all the way along here. If I select path, that would help. There we go. So that will do that. Yep. This one is going to need some assistance. If I do that, they can build that. They should be able to build that and that as well, I think. And if I do that, they should be able to build that and that. If not, we will build a proper scaffold, because they also need to get up to build that. So we will see. And hopefully they are on their way up to building those. Those are the priority, obviously, because without these, and then getting in here, they're going to get bad watered. And just so that we can build this, I'm going to use a warehouse cheese and then we'll delete it. I know some of you hate that. It's fine. But that will be our first water storage, and we will then work on just making that so it's super deep. Now, there's a bit of argument that says there's no point making it more than 4 deep, but actually we want it really deep because then we can just keep pumping water out of it. Our water supply is supposedly going to last absolutely freaking ages. That will vary as our water usage varies. But yeah, that's that for now. What I might do is... So we have a bad water source here. In terms of using bad water, we have the option of the bad water rig. I might look at getting one of those early. That will then obviously close this off and give us a really good supply of bad water. The alternative is we put in some bad water pumps. But for now, that's maybe what I'm thinking. Yeah. Aha, I need to mark those to be replanted, don't I? Yep. As oak trees, because we still have time to regrow a crop of oak trees. And you will see that I closed this because I'm trying to manage water usage, but it looks like we don't have a problem there. So we will open that, get those growing. And at this point, that's it for today, folks, because I need to go rest. I think between videos, because we're basically going to be limited by how quickly logs grow in terms of getting this built and Do you really need to watch me build to do this? I don't think you do. So we're going to focus on letting the beavers build this. I might put it in as a time lapse at the start of the next video. I'm not sure if folks are interested in that kind of thing. If you are, or vehemently aren't, comment down below. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Appreciate the comments and all that kind of stuff. And see you next time, when hopefully I sound and feel less rubbish.